Welcome to another edition of Bucklesberry Lemonade, the podcast. Tonight, we walk the dusty roads and fog-laced valleys of forgotten crimes. Tonight, we travel west, deep into the misty ravines of Trinity County and the sun-baked opulence of Palm Springs. Two lives, separated by a decade and hundreds of miles, but yet connected by the cold silence left behind. These are the stories of Kay Adams and the Friendly Family. August 1987, Trinity County, California. It's remote, wild, a place where the redwoods whisper secrets that no one else hears. Our story centers on Kay Josephine Medine, a school teacher known to her friends and students simply as Kay Adams. Kay Adams was a school teacher, 56 years old, kind, quiet. Her students remember her warm smile and careful words. But one warm August day, Kay, she simply vanished. Her home showed no signs of forced entry, no struggle, no note, just gone. Now, in a place where everyone knows everyone, you would imagine word did indeed spread fast. Volunteers searched wooded trails and nearby rivers. Deputies combed through every logging road and hunting shack. But Kay had disappeared without a trace. Then months later, an envelope. Inside were bone fragments, human. No note, no return address. Just coordinates scrawled on a piece of notebook paper. Those coordinates led investigators to a remote site, 45 miles away. More remains were found buried in shallow earth. Some were charred, some were intact. But they didn't scream of violence. They whispered of something very strange. Then in 1993, 6 years after Kay's disappearance, a human skull washed ashore at Trinidad Hit Beach, nearly 100 miles from Kay's home. It was stored and forgotten. Only recently, with DNA testing, was that skull confirmed to be Kay Adams. So what happened to Kay? Some say it was an obsessed admirer. Others whisper of a local recluse with violent tendencies. Long gone now, but some theories drift into the surreal. One former neighbor swears she saw strange lights above Kay's home days before she vanished. Others mention whispers about a man in camouflage seen near her property just a week prior to her disappearance. Coincidence? Delusion? Or something more? To this day, no one knows who mailed the remains, or why, or how her skull made it to a beach over 100 miles from her home. Kay Adams. She's never had justice, but in the stillness of Trinity County's pine-covered hills, her story still lingers like a fog that is never quite lifted.
Now we head south to the sweltering glamour of Palm Springs, California. It was December 1978. Edward and Sophia Friendly, wealthy, private San Francisco socialites, had retreated to their Palm Springs home for the season. With them was their devoted housekeeper, Frances Williams. On the 29th of December, silence fell over the estate. Neighbors had become concerned. No one had seen the Friendlies or Francis for days. A welfare check revealed the horror that was inside. Edward, Sophia, and Francis all were deceased, brutally murdered, their bodies discovered in various states of decay. The scene showed no forced entry, no signs of theft. Whoever had done this knew the layout or had been let in. Detectives unearthed layers of secrets. Sophia's estranged son, Edward Hutton, he had motive. The estate, the money, the feud. But he had an alibi. Then, a stranger, Andreas Christensen, a Danish man, ex-military with a shady past. He admitted to dumping a .45 caliber gun in the desert. The Friendlies had been killed with a .45. But there was no physical evidence tying him to the crime. No fingerprints, no DNA, no confession, just whispers and theories. And then there were the oddities. A neighbor, they reported seeing Sophia talking to a man in priest robes just days before the killings. No clergy matched the description. No churches nearby knew him. Frances, the housekeeper, had reportedly mentioned to a friend that she'd been hearing voices in the walls. And it gets stranger. One police report, buried deep in the file, mentioned symbols found etched under the Friendlies' bed frames. Not Latin, not Hebrew. It was something else. The report was later retracted, explained away as vandalism. But former officers say they were told to drop it. No one was ever arrested. No one has ever been charged. To this day, the murders of the Friendly family remain unsolved. And in the golden light of Palm Springs, shadows still lurk behind stucco walls. Two lives, two mysteries. One vanished in the misty woods of the north, the other silenced in the desert stillness of the south. California keeps its secrets well, but the wind still whispers. Until next time, keep your lantern lit and stay curious.